What's up, guys? JaxLMS here from the Curry Bandits. Happy Tuesday. We got another feature match for you. Let me just tell them they can start. And then... Alright, we got another feature match for you for the Histlander March Monthly Cup. Izanagi versus Matt Ajatica. I'm 90% sure that Matt is on Gravekeeper and Izanagi is on Spellbook. But I could not tell you where I got that from, because I don't know either. And for Modern, I'm pretty sure Matt is on Sky Striker and Iza is on Unchained. But I could be wrong about all this stuff. Matt going to lead with a Pot of Duality for... Well, there it is. Sheriff, you play Gravekeepers. Three very interesting choices. It might give us some insight into what's the rest of the hand based on what he picks. If he goes with the Stardust, then it's probably telegraphing that he already has the Necrovalley. Because that's not really that useful right now, unless we have a field spell to go with it. But he might pick it just to save for when he does have the Necrovalley. No matter what, it's a really tough choice because none of those cards are really that great for this early in the game. Going with the Magic Jammer, that makes sense. It's the most versatile right now. Gonna set 1 and 2. And that's going to be all. Alright, what are we going to see out of Iza? Taking their time here. If they are on Spellbooks, makes sense. It's a... Leading with an MST, okay. That's going to get Black Horn of Heaven. Okay. I don't know that that would do much in a Spellbook matchup, so I don't know if that was too impactful. High Priestess summons by effect, right? I could be wrong. Alright, just going to set 3 and then a monster and pass. Alright, another back row. Another back row. And that's going to be all, Sheriff. You play Gravekeepers. Riveting gameplay. And neither player really showing too much of what's going on. Just a pass back. Oof. You can only imagine what the hand looks like. Gravekeepers, I think, normally play around this slow. But, like... Once again, I could be wrong about Iza being on Spellbook, but... I was not. Blue Boy himself on the board. Probably going to search secrets. Yep. Now what's kind of complicated here is that we do still know that Matt has Magic Drain somewhere. So that could stop anything the Spellbook player wants to do. Probably makes sense to save it for the tower, because that's usually the biggest issue in Spellbook matchups, now that Judgment is banned. Here comes the tower. Are we going to see the magic drain come down? Looks like we're thinking about it. No, that's going to resolve. Wonder what we are saving the magic drain for then. I guess just holding on to that so that when we do get our Necrovalley, we can use the magic drain to protect it, but flipping up the tomato and attacking with both our monsters here. Mirror Force. Oof. This is going to get us Commandant, though. Presumably, because that's, like, if you're the Gravekeeper player, you're wanting to get into the Necrovalley as quickly as possible. Going for Assailant instead. Interesting. Maybe we're not ready to get the Necrovalley. We just don't feel like the board is set up enough. Or there's Commandant already in the hand. Okay. That's another way. Is this Commandant? Is it Commandant? I don't know. I've heard it both ways. And there's Necrovalley. Sure, if you play Gravekeepers. Dust Tornado. And that's... we don't have a response for that. That's gotta hurt. You know, save the magic drain for this long, and they end up outing it with a trap card. You hate to see it. Going with Library of the Crescent. This would not be able to activate if Necrovalley had stayed on the field, because they wouldn't have been able to shuffle back the secrets. So outing that Necrovalley was very important to this turn. Still just going to pass. Isa not really committing anything. Maybe there's just not really anything. Maybe they're just not drawing monsters. I don't know how Spellbook actually plans on getting to monsters, but maybe they're just not drawing any. Assailant coming down. Assailant is basically a vanilla once Necrovalley is outed. So that's not too much of a threat. Alright, the pass back to Izanagi, and they get to put back the Crescent now. There you go. When you draw that many cards, you gotta find a monster eventually. So, here's Breaker. We will be able to hold this bottomless trap hole. Functionally the same thing as if we had resolved the Breaker, I guess. Just either way, you get to out a back row. But if we are hurting that much for monsters now, we've just lost the one we found. Here's Sangan. If Matt wins this on the back of, like, Assailant Sangan beatdown, I will laugh. I will share if I play Gravekeepers. Will you? Down to 4,000. 2-turn clock here. No Spellbook in the grave, so we're only drawing one monster, one card this turn. It's 6 cards in hand. Wing blasting a back row. Because I guess we cannot afford to let to have too much threatening this monster we have on the board. Because God knows when we're going to find another one. Getting over the assailant. Vanishing Recruiter and Tomato, two very good ones. If we had any method of reviving those, those would be very, very good. But I can't imagine that the player that is on Necrovalley really cares too much about being able to revive things. There's Darkhole, so... Going to get the Sangan search, so we mostly break even on that exchange, I guess you could say. Like, what is that? It's a -2, but then your opponent minuses 1, so it's a -1, and then you get 1 back, so so it breaks even, yeah. Carmed advantage. Setting what's probably the guard. When did Eternity get into the graveyard? Oh, that was probably the discard off of Phoenix Wing Windblast. There's Secrets again. What will we be searching? I imagine you probably want to try and find Fate at this point in the game. But I mean, we've kept the graveyard so clear of spellbooks that, I mean, Fate wouldn't really do all that much. At least right now. Are we thinking all that time about whether or not we were responding? That's funny. I didn't realize that. Just going to get the Crescent there. Literally just a setup for next turn, because we can't even activate that on this board state. I can only imagine what is in Izanagi's hand right now. Either this is the most patient duelist on the planet, or there are 4 cards in that hand that do absolutely nothing. I'm willing to believe that this is some sort of long con, because Izanagi, I neglected to mention this, Izanagi is a finalist of the March monthly, of the February monthly, rather. You can see the feature match of that commentated by some dude named Mono Blue Tron on the channel. Effect Veiler for the Spy. So that means the guard is still in hand. Very interesting. Getting in for 12 here. This is like, what, a 3-turn clock? Guard still in hand. Correct me if I'm wrong. Grand Spellbook Tower going to trigger. Probably going to be able to activate Crescent now. Can anyone name, like, 2 other things that Izanagi has done this game besides Secrets, Crescent? Like, he's summoned Breaker, he's activated Effect Veiler, and what else? Getting a lot of card advantage here. Going for Secrets now. For power, that might be telegraphing that we're going to make a push here. Maybe. Or maybe it's just setup. There's Tsukuyomi. Interesting choice to flip a spy. But I suppose we're probably just willing to take this pseudo L right now to make a push at all. The question is, I was going to say, is the back row anything gas? And well, there's Dimensional Prison. Yeah, Matt asking the hard-hitting questions. Why'd you do that? But going back to the Gravekeeper player, they can flip that spy up and get even closer to ending this game. Getting the Descendant. Not afraid of the back row at all, just going straight for it. And ladies and gentlemen, we are 100 off lethal. But do you know what rank 4 monsters could be made? I might be wrong about the years. I might be wrong. But can you imagine a rank 4 monster that would end the game right now? Let's see. Is it here? Is it coming? Is he thinking about it? No. Yeah, we're just gonna Descendant, pop a back row, and then probably pass. Or maybe normal summon the guard and go for game. Normal summoning the guard. Oh, the BM. Here it comes. Here it comes. I knew it. I knew it. I knew he saw the line. Cowboy for game. Never mind. Yeah, I suppose that's exactly what. Oh. Oh dear. And that's going to end game 1. Cowboy for game. Moving on to game 2. Let's get right to it. Alright, starting off game 2. Looks like Matt is going first. Now, I'm pretty sure since Matt is on Sky Striker, he probably wanted to go second here. So, maybe Izanagi just had matchup knowledge here. Or possibly they're on some sort of go second type thing. Just going to end on Almirage set 1. This isn't terrible, especially if that doesn't happen. Yeah, Crackdown would have been pretty good to actually resolve. Here's Tour Guide, going to get our own Sangan. I'm pretty sure twice as many Sangans have already made an appearance in this modern game than there were in that entire classic game. Come on, I expected it to be out by the end of the sentence. Come on. Or maybe he's actually picking between Unchained monsters, because those are also level 3 fiends. Nah, yeah, we're just going for Sangan. Getting out Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. I'm pretty sure this is just the largest attack you get on a generic Link 2. Which is very funny. It's a very funny reason to play a card. I'm not going to assume that we're on 0 day. Getting Ecclesia. Not going to be able to use that Ecclesia this turn, but that's good follow-up. And we have red Sangan. Yep. Yep. Just going to get in for 23. And then, do we have anything to set? That's the question. There's 1, 2, and going straight back to Matajatica. Yeah, like I assumed, all Mirage Pass, not the end of the world in this in Histlander. Going straight for Jamming Waves, getting rid of Lost Wind. So that Lost Wind will be able to come back, especially after we use this Ray to go into something. But it won't be able to be activated this turn, which is big. Being able to use the Lost Wind on the Hayate would have very much slowed Matt down. So that was a very good hit with the Jamming Waves. Going into Hayate. Lost Wind going to come back. Not really, because TD Crow is coming down. I don't know about that DD Crow. Feels like there's probably other places we could have saved it for. But we do also have Ghost Ogre in hand. From the Sangan, I believe. Yeah. Hayate going to mill the Widow Anchor. Probably going to go right into Kagari to get the Widow Anchor back. And then into Shizuku to get another search in the end phase. Effect Veiler. Yeah, just... Ooh. Eagle Booster. Very big plays right now. So we have Widow Anchor set, Ghost Ogre in hand. Not going for Shizuku yet, I get that. Probably wanting to save it for follow-up. Because you only get one copy of each of these, so you got to be a little strategic with when you use them. You can't just blow through all of them. Straight up humming in the chat. All the cards are known, so there definitely is cause to be pretty methodical with how we go about our lines here. We know Ecclesia is in the hand, but we don't know the set or the other two cards. There's Nadir. Well, there's Nadir. there really is Nadir. What a card. Milling Natis, probably going to pop the back row, honestly. Thinking about it, though. Going for the Kagari. Okay. Ray going to trigger. And if we want to use the Widow Anchor now, we'll have to tag out the Ray. And we can tag out for Kaina, which can keep us alive a little longer, I suppose. No Ecclesia effect yet. I don't know if we're thinking about that or if we've passed it up already. Because we already have the Fleur in hand. What else are we searching? If this actually is just Unchained with Dogmaticas in it, then I suppose there's not much reason to play more than just Ecclesia, Fleur, and Nadir. But once again, I don't actually know what Izanagi is playing. I'm just assuming because they were on Unchained in the last monthly and did very well with that. But kind of coming down, So we're not going to take any damage this turn, but Ecclesia won't be destroyed by this battle. Well, kind of will. So now Matt's pretty down on card advantage. Still has the Widow Anchor set, and it's live now. Do we have the 3 spells? That's a good question. Looked like only 2. Yeah, only 2. Oof. T-set pass, and we know that's the Ghost Ogre. So we are very much just wanting to not die. Back to the front coming out for Sangan. What are we going to do with the Sangan, though? We could link it off for something like a Nightmare Phoenix to clear some back row and get a draw, because it'll be co-linked. We also know that, since we know this is the Ghost Ogre, Phoenix would clear that and let us get in with the Code Breaker. Going for Floor. This doesn't lock you out of the extra, does it? A lot of them do, and I don't remember which ones all the time. No, I don't think this locks you, so we could still do something here. Flipping up Rakea. I'm 4 for 4 on guessing these lists. I'm just that good. And going for the A-Bomb. You love to see it. This card is just a house. A-Bomb is like... this is just the card you find when you peel back the layer of just... the thick layer of crazy Link stuff that's playable in the TCG. Going for the Nightmare Phoenix. But now we're also going to get an extra pop with the Unchained Abomination. Clearing the other back row. There's Metaverse. There's no Mystic Mine in this format, so don't think you're getting away with that. Adding Area 0 to hand. Normal summoning the Sarama. Did we add the Saram off of Sangan? I wasn't paying attention. I do believe we did. Getting over the Ghost Ogre. So we're not dying this turn, at the very least. But our follow-up is exactly Area 0. Summoning the Almirage, because I guess we can. Have you ever read Almirage's second effect? Why does this card have any effects, honestly? Wait, when a normal summon... I guess... yeah, I guess this effect counts... It counts, I was gonna say maybe it counts normal set as normal summon, but like that might just be like a shit tier ruling. I don't know. So we have Area 0 and 1 unknown. We have to do something here or we just die to... Ooh, multi-roll is a pretty good draw. We can use that here. Get rid of the Area 0, and then summon Rose out of the deck. I guess we just go for Shizuku. But the question kind of becomes, like, where do we go from here? We just get a search in the end phase, and we get to reset at least one with multi-roll. Maybe we can do ye olde Shizuku Shuffle. I still know how to talk. But we have to add a quick play, and I do not remember what other quick plays are in this deck. I suppose Shark Cannon would get us there. Yeah, there it is. So if we activate that now, we can ban it. We can both banish something out of the opponent's graveyard and then also get to set 2 cards with multi-roll. How many spells are engraved? It's got to be 3 by now. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're up to 4. So if we reset 2 of them... Yeah. Yeah, I suppose we're just looking at this board state, and we are, like, no matter what happens, it's not going to end up pretty for us. We are headed into Game 3 of this Round 3 feature match. Share if you play Gravekeepers versus Spellbooks. Leading with an upstart. You gotta do what you gotta do to keep that one of Necrovalley consistent. Setting our whole hand. Just leaving our whole ass on the board. Hopefully there's a Starlight Road in there. But otherwise we could just get massively punished. Doesn't seem like it though. Or maybe... We're at least getting one of these popped. Watch him pop exactly the Starlight Road and then just drop the Heavy Storm. Like, successfully played around. Now, popping the Compulse. The set card is tomato. So we're probably going to grab Recruiter here. Yeah. Going to main phase 2, setting 1. I imagine we don't have much reason to play around Heavy Storm when our opponent has laid bare that they have no intentions of doing it themselves. We're just going to set 1 and pass back. Putting the Recruiter in defense position. Now comes the game of chicken. Do we attack over the Recruiter and give them the Commandant? Or do we just wait it out and see if they can pop their own Recruiter somehow? Going for duality. What are we going to find on the top? That was Starhull, Mirror Force, and Blue Eyes, White Dragon. Add Blue Eyes. He's a coward. Setting another card. Might be the Mirror Force. Might be a bluff. You never know. Going into battle phase. I'm going to attack into the Recruiter. Alright. Dim Priz. Okay. Okay. Wisdom. Essentially just like a Forbidden Lance for spellcasters. Recruiter going to trigger here, so we're trading Dim Priz for Wisdom. Trading Recruiter for Commandant, going full neutral. And I guess the game plan for the Spellbook player this game is probably just not playing into the Necrovalley. Like not relying as much on the tower. Normal summoning Doom Caliber. He has successfully sequenced it correctly so that Commandant actually resolves. If only he had normal Doom Caliber and then activated Commandant, that would have been very funny. Using the Mirror Force was not a bluff. Okay. So that's going to deal with a lot right now, because the Doom Caliber is both a very imposing damage threat as well as a negation. We've got Tour Guide. Here comes Sangan again. This is the 5th time Sangan has been on the board in this match. And we're just going to get in for 46. Asking the Gravekeeper player, can you break this before we kill you next turn? Apparently the 2 set cards aren't going to be breaking us out of this. It's only 36. I math. So it actually doesn't kill next turn unless we have another normal summon. But it is definitely a threat, to be sure. question is, do we pass on that? Going to overlay, alright. A la card, very cool card. I'm going to pop another back row, and it's the Starlight Road. I mean, a little late to get rid of the Starlight Road, since now there's only one card on the board anyway, so we're already kind of playing on Heavy Storm. Dark Hole. I'm going to take out that. So we no longer have that damage threat on the board. Honestly, we're on a lot less cards than our opponent. We know the last card in hand is just Necrovalley, and that's not really doing anything to the opponent. I mean, it would have stopped the Kaiku from resolving, but I really don't know that Gravekeepers really cares about Kaiku. Right now, Kaiku is just, once again, another damage threat that we only have so much time to deal with. Apparently these two set cards still not doing anything. So something off the top has gotta either advance our game state or stop our opponent. Set 1, is it gas? Vote on your phones now. Is this set card gas? MST for the set card. It was Karma Cut. And we, I guess, didn't want to chain that because we'd have to get rid of the Necrovalley, but either way, it's not too pressing of a matter now, because we're still not quite dead. Unless we normal summon a level 4 monster here. Unless. Do you feel it? Do you feel it with me? No. So yeah, now Matt, that one last card has to be something. Something real good. Or Izanagi may have just taken this. Activating the Necrovalley now, because I guess it's now or never. Now, if this set card is Spy, that could be really good. Because not only does it survive the attack and do a bit of damage, it also just gets us another card. Possibly Descendant? Which would be really good in this game state. What are we going to see, though? It's Spy. Okay, we might just be back in this now. I was a little afraid that the game might be over here, but I think this Spy kind of turns things around. At least a little. Getting the Assailant. Izanagi's still not committing anything to the board. They're on more than 8,000 life, so they're at no pressure whatsoever. Turning both these cards to attack. There's no Mirror Force anymore. That's already been used. Book of Moon on the Assailant. So now the Spy's not big enough to get over the Kaiku, and the Kaiku can just attack over that next turn. That's pretty problematic. Matt probably kicking himself for switching the Spy to attack. That still won't be game when it happens. It's only 100 damage. There is one card that I'm thinking of right now that might just end the game right here. And he might have it with the Spellbook. It's not Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, but it is a card that can be searched with Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. It's also not Spellbook of Secrets, but it can be searched with Spellbook of Secrets. Do we see the line? Do we see it? Now, I don't know what he thinks he's getting with Spellbook of Eternity. Where are you getting... Oh, Master. Now we might be seeing it. Might be. Might already be used. I should check that. No, it hasn't been used. Okay. Are we going to get it? Come on. Come on. We're really thinking here. And there it is. Spellbook of Power. If this resolves, and these two back row are still as useless as ever, this might just end the game right here and now. Spellbook of Power on the Kaiku, attacking into the Spy. Is there anything? Come on. No. And that's going to be it. The end of Game 3. Wow. Quite a set there. Especially both those classic games were very interesting, to say the least. So a big props to both these players for quite an impressive showing. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.